Hello there!
General Kenobi.
Welcome to It Starts with Star Wars. We are James, Nick, and Joe, where we'll be talking about Star Wars, other sci-fi, and then we'll just see where the Force takes us. You know, we'll just see where it takes us.
You know.
Yeah, we never know. We never know what's going on. So, James, what have you been up to this week?
Okay, so I've been playing the new Star Trek Online events. There's two currently. There's one on Xbox, which is the anniversary event, which ran on PC a couple of weeks ago. Been getting the new event ship on there, which is a cross between the Defiant and the Scarab ship from Deep Space Nine. And I've also been playing the PC event, which is currently the event campaign, which is the Folians, which is pretty cool. So that's what I've been up to.
Star Trek's for nerds.
It is for nerds, isn't it? Yeah. We're too cool for that.
Yeah, we're too cool. Yeah. We're Star Wars. We're Star Wars, the Star Wars gang. We're hard.
Don't fuck with us.
What have you been doing, Joe?
I've watched Dune 2.
How was it? Without spoilers, because I've not seen it and I want to see it.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Pretty good. Definitely would recommend. Yeah, so you guys have seen the first one?
Yeah, I see the first one.
I actually haven't.
No, really? Okay.
But I actually kind of wanted to read the book and then
watch the film.
And then watch the film.
Yeah.
And then, because my mum said she quite liked the book, so I wanted to actually read it and see what it was like, and then see they got it right. Also, I have seen the original film with Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of felt like before I watched the remake of the film, I probably should get around to reading the book.
Yeah. I still haven't seen the actual the original.
Was the one
Dune
with Patrick
film.
Stewart actually any good?
No, it was notoriously shit. I've seen clips, and I did try to watch it one time, and I was just like, if I recall, I just got bored. I was just like, what am I watching?
He is the highlight. Patrick Stewart is the highlight.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then there's a weird space, but I don't know, fetus-looking thing that vomits light. I don't know how to describe it.
Was that meant to be instead of the worms, or is it?
No, that was in space. That's what powers the spaceships. That's how they travel faster than light. Is this weird space fetus vomits light? I don't know anything more than that.
What?
This isn't in the new.
What?
This obviously isn't in the new.
No,
Dune
I know
film,
it's not in the new Dune film, but
Yeah. But just knowing those spaceships, there's a space fetus
and
vomiting
that
light.
film never made it.
No, it was a disaster.
What was that in the 70s?
80s?
It was the 80s because it was after Patrick Stewart had already been in Next Generation. So, sort of after he started Next Gen.
Right.
Nerd.
And also, I just thought I'd bring up is I bought a 70s film camera.
Did you?
Wow.
I did, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I think maybe at some point we should have a cool film-themed shoot.
Go
Let's
on.
do the lightsaber stuff.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Okay, that's sick. What,
That'd be
like
cool.
on a 70s film camera? Yeah, I'd do
bear
that.
in mind, it's not like a classy one. It's like ones you'd use as like a tourist, like a really
Yeah.
Oh.
But
That's cool.
I think it'd be fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, just just on a shitty camera, just recording lightsabers. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. I haven't really done much this week. I've been just going ham with the social media stuff for us.
Oh my
really.
God, that was
Yeah,
incredible.
one video. Yeah.
12k views on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok
Yes,
viewers.
thank you so much, guys. You're amazing.
Yes.
It might be small numbers to everyone else, but to us,
that's pretty sick.
That's
Yeah.
so special.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of other socials, we are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube
Facebook.
Shorts, Facebook.
Well, sort of Facebook.
Sort
if it
of
would work.
Facebook. We'll see if it fucking works for us. Right. Okay. Moving swiftly on. We did a couple of verses things last time. So last time we did what? Starkiller and Kanan and
Ezra.
But really,
Darth.
it was Starkiller versus the
whales.
whales. Let's be real.
Back to the whales. And then we did Darth Maul versus Count Dooku. This week we've got Luke Skywalker versus Anakin Skywalker. James, thoughts?
Okay, so if we're talking like both at full power, I was thinking about this, and when I think full power Anakin, I actually think Anakin, as we saw him in Ahsoka, he's now sort of god of the world between worlds. And I would love to see a fight between like Master Luke Skywalker and Anakin in the world between worlds. And if we're going by that logic, like I think I don't know. I really don't know.
So I've got two answers for this.
Okay, go on.
I'm interested to hear what Joe says before I say it.
I mean, I suppose from what you were saying last time about Darth Maul being force sensitive and then having all of his limbs cut off, I suppose it would make sense that it's Luke. But in my mind, Anakin Skywalker, he's like, even though he's been nubbified, he's only got an arm. Is it just an arm? I think it's just one arm, right? Everything else is robotics?
No, because he'd already lost that arm. That was his robot arm he clawed up with. So he's got no arms and no legs.
He is just a human nugget.
I'm so sorry to anyone
That's going to make such a good short.
I'm so sorry to anyone that's actually had an accident like that.
Actual disability, that's,
Human
Damn.
nugget. Where did that come from?
Because that's I don't know where that came
Don't try
from.
and justify it.
It's a pre-existing thing. I didn't come up with that. Nugget, being a nugget
All right.
is a pre-existing thing. Anyway, I was under the impression maybe Anakin Skywalker had like one human hand left, and I feel like that would give him the edge because of all the years of training and the years of battle that he's seen. But no, you know what? Now I suppose because of that, maybe Luke Skywalker, just because. I mean, I say he's got all of his body parts. He's also like semi-nuggified. Yeah. He's got 3 of his limbs still.
Semi-nuggified. How could it get worse?
Okay, so to explain something to you, Joe. So in Ahsoka, we saw Anakin post being Vader, and he now is he's
intact.
He's intact. He's got all his body parts back because he's now basically a god. He's ascended to godhood essentially.
Oh wait, he's regrown them.
He's a force ghost.
He's a force ghost, but he's so powerful.
His limbs
in the
are
force.
waiting in the force in the other world.
Right.
Because they were cut off before he returned to the fully
they were just sat there waiting for him. Just like a dog. You're just like, hello, mate. They're waiting for you. So I've got two answers.
Okay, go on.
So it depends what you're thinking about. It depends if you're thinking about canon or expanded universe. Because in expanded universe, it is without a doubt Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
Because Luke is like Grandmaster Luke in the expanded universe, Height of the Jedi Order. He's more powerful than Yoda. He's more skilled than Anakin. He's more force sensitive than Anakin. He's basically almost untouchable. But in canon, as we've seen in the films we don't talk about, apart from Babu Frick. What was I talking about?
Babu Frick, you were talking about the canon versus legends.
So canon Luke Skywalker, as we saw in The Last Jedi, he kind of
he drinks blue milk out of a alien's
teat.
Yeah. He's down bad.
He was done bad in that. But so he's not exactly very powerful, or he was, and then he just took a break.
Yeah,
Force
disconnect himself from the Force.
Yeah, so canon, Anakin wipes the floor with him.
Yeah,
right.
And then in expand universe, because Grandmaster Luke, Luke would flat out win.
Yeah.
So if we're sticking to just canon because that's where we are, but kind of where Star Wars is, it's going to be Anakin. I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Anakin, well, he is the chosen one. And it sort of comes down to, I don't know if you guys have been watching the new Avatar series that came out based on
live action.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No.
So I don't know. Have you ever seen the Nickelodeon's Avatar, by the way, Nick?
I've seen a few episodes. I started like the first few episodes when I was in second year at uni, actually, but that was a long time ago.
That
never went back to it.
That's okay. So essentially, the idea of Avatar is you die and you get reincarnated, and your powers gradually, as you die and come back to life, your powers get stronger and stronger and stronger. But when Aang dies, the next Avatar in line is Korra, and Aang's kids they're quite powerful, but they're nowhere near as powerful as Aang is. So I feel like it's the whole chosen one thing Like
Okay.
they're never going to be as powerful. The kids are never going to be as powerful as the chosen one. But of course, in Legends, Luke was the hero, so we always wanted Luke to be, more powerful than Anakin.
Yeah.
But obviously, as we've seen more of the story of Star Wars, and we've learned more about who Anakin is, and seen him, within the canon itself, and also, seeing him in Clone Wars, we see how powerful he truly is. I mean, if you think about, essentially, Anakin full powered is Luke if he was actually trained, properly. I mean, obviously, he was trained a little bit on Dagobah, but Anakin is truly a powerful warrior, but not within the Force, and that's. I don't know if have you seen the new comics, Nick, with where Luke gets the green lightsaber? Have you seen that?
No, but I've heard about them.
Yeah, so within the new comic, Luke's like turns on his lightsaber, and it's like, what, green? And he's like, well, why is it green? It's really interesting because obviously he's more powerful in the Force than Anakin, so it's the contrast of now seeing Anakin is purely, within the Force Neverworld, within, now he's sort of in the world between worlds, is more powerful spiritually and has control, a balance between Darth Vader and Anakin, and he's got the best of both worlds in him. I think that is a truly not terrifying, but like he I don't know. What would you guys say? What do you think, Nick?
I think Anakin is more powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, we keep saying that Luke only had a little bit of training, which yes, his main act of training was on Dagobah, but he was opened up to the Force by Obi-Wan in New Hope, and then there's 2-3 years between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. And it's not like he wasn't doing anything to do with the Force.
And is it 4 years?
Is it 4 years?
It's 4 years between
Okay.
between
A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
No, I'm thinking of the gap between Empire and Return
I'm
of
not
Jedi.
talking about that. I'm talking about. But again, actually, no, I am talking about that.
You're
Because
talking about the time, like, because we're talking about time gaps, like, and have you seen the fill-in comics between those?
I've seen a few of them. I've read a few of them. I've not read all of them, but I've read a few of them.
So there's
hang on. So there's So there's A New Hope, then there's Return of the Jedi. He's being trained throughout all of that by himself, by Obi-Wan's Force Ghost, briefly, like every now and again. Like it's not like he's closing himself off to the Force in those films. He is still actively trying to train, but it's mostly training himself because there's not really anyone around to teach him. Are you sure it's 4 years between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi?
Yes, it is. It's a 4 year time gap between the two. It might be a little bit longer, to be honest. But I think I seem to recall.
Really, I thought it was like 6 months because they were on
no,
because they know when where Han Solo is. He's gone to Jabba the Hutt.
It's a huge time gap.
Okay, yeah. To be honest, I don't actually know. I might be wrong. Let us know in the comments how long it actually is.
Yeah,
because that's something I'm actually not too sure, and I would like to find out.
But I mean, when you watch the films, it does feel like it's like weeks, months, maybe. Like, yeah, it really does feel like it's just like that.
Yeah, literally just straight away. But yeah, no, that's interesting actually. But no, even so, that kind of solidifies the argument that he is training in those 8 years between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. It's not like he's doing nothing. So I know he's not had the training from being a child like everyone did at the temple.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's had some training from Yoda.
Yeah.
And he's had some training from Obi-Wan. So he knows how to open himself up to the Force, and he knows how to effectively train himself.
And I suppose he's got his own like little kind of simulation room as well, because like he could just go down and fight himself as Darth Vader at any moment. Like just endless other like clones of him. He's just like, yeah, I think I'll go kill myself again. I'm gonna
Maybe. Anyway, Anakin wins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree.
I also agree. Yeah, I think we're in agreement. Anakin wins.
In canon, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Legends, Luke, but in canon.
So I guess,
Sponsor.
yeah, it's sponsor time. So
Who are we sponsored by, Joe?
Yeah, tell us.
This episode is sponsored by us.
Yay!
We're sponsoring this episode.
Because we're
Go
poor.
join our Discord. It's a great place to hang out and play some games and find new friends. Want to flex on your friends that you knew about at Stars for Stars before they were cool?
It's
Then
Whisper.
join now. It's Whisper.
It's Whisper.
Yeah. Then join now and get in on the ground floor. We're online regularly and we'd love to chat with like-minded sci-fi nerds. Got any topics you'd like us to cover? Then that's the best place to post it to us.
Discord.
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 Join us now.
Join us now on Discord. Hey!
Do it. Your Stars for Star Wars needs you.
It's Whisper.
So
Hashtag it's Whisper.
it's Whisper. It's with hashtag it's Whisper.
It's main event time.
Nice.
Nice.
So
It's a
please-
pretty dramatic jingle, isn't it?
It is. It is a bit dramatic. It's a bit like foreboding.
Yeah. I
feel
think it suits us.
yeah, that is true. Foreboding. Yeah.
People don't know what they're going to get.
Yeah. It's just. I think it suits James's personality more than anyone.
Interesting. Out of all of the people,
Out of all the
James-
people, it's
Out of
me.
people,
Okay.
James's personality.
Okay.
You should see him at McDonald's, mate. He's
Yeah.
to one of the cashier. He's deadly, man. He's deadly.
absolutely brutal. You know.
So sorry. I seem to have forgotten. Sorry, I'm just taking the piss out of James. Now. I'm sorry. I love you.
Rude.
I saw a meme that I'll no doubt post on our Insta at some point. But it's in Phantom Menace when Darth Maul's like pacing behind the little like energy wall.
Yeah.
And it's just like me when the 16-year-old minimum wage McDonald's employees are called number 72, but I'm number 70, and it's just like making.
I've seen that. Yeah. Oh right.
Anyway, what's our
It's our main
about?
event time. We're talking about lightsaber colors this time, this week, this month, this year. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Red and yellow
So,
and purple and green.
First of all, which color would you want, James, just because it looks cool?
Because it looks cool, Darksaber.
You want the dark saber?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool. Joe, what saber would you have because it looks cool?
Ooh, because it looks cool. I mean, yeah, can't go wrong with Darksaber. But because you've taken that one, fuck, maybe. But I feel like everyone else is going to say purple, probably. I'm going to say yellow. I like yellow. Yellow's my favorite color.
Still Nick's.
It's me as well.
Yeah.
No, I'd take yellow as well. I love yellow. I think yellow's a great color. Yellow's my favorite saber. Ever since I saw the trailer for Knights of the Eternal Throne with the two brothers, Arkin and the other one, I love the yellow lightsabers. I think they're so cool.
Yeah.
That is also another thing that sequel trilogy did. I think at the end when Rey as a character,
Yeah, it's fine.
a big
Fine.
fan of Daisy Ridley, not a big fan of Rey.
Yeah.
But her lightsaber is sweet.
Yeah.
Mm.
I really
It is a
like
good
Rey's
one.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But yeah, I like yellow as well.
Yeah.
Yellow's cool. I got a lightsaber here. I'm turning it off now.
So guide me through.
Okay,
the
so
colours.
we got each of them have a very different meaning. So
Okay.
you might change your answer after this. So blue lightsaber typically wielded by the actual Guardians and the Warriors.
Yeah.
Of the Jedi Order. So obviously people like Obi-Wan and Anakin who were consistently sent out in the Clone Wars to basically be the keepers of the peace, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, it focuses on. They tend to focus on using their physical abilities, channeling the Force into their physical abilities, rather than like being like a Force scholar or like I don't know how to describe it, but and something else.
Yeah.
But
But other than being a nerd and studying the books,
exactly,
Yeah. to be fair, can't blame them. I want to take Force
Yeah,
powers
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I want to read books. I want to like lift shit with my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Then you've got green. So these are the more the intellectuals, and they tend to have a deeper connection to the Force if you've got a green lightsaber, which is why when Luke ignited his lightsaber, he would have it turned green because he has a very, very deep connection to the Force. And the reason why Anakin's wasn't so wasn't green. It is because he focused more on his physical abilities and basically being a better warrior than everyone else around him. So that's why his turned blue, because it was more his aims and his focuses than anything else.
Right.
Although he is deep, he has got a very strong connection to the Force. But even in Attack of the Clones, I know it wasn't his lightsaber, but in the arena, he had a green lightsaber.
He did.
I don't know whether that was just a random lightsaber he was given, or was it with someone else's before.
No, because remember their lightsabers are stolen, and you know
Yes.
the Jedi just chuck lightsabers at them. Here, take this lightsaber.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I don't know if they were just some other person's lightsaber beforehand. So if it was someone else's lightsaber beforehand, it could have been their color rather than their own.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But maybe they're just spare lightsabers that people have on hand, and they just turn whatever color the person's is, if that makes sense. Yeah, so they're more. So green lights is more scholar, teachers, more deeper connection to the Force. Yeah.
Sorry, because I thought it was the crystal itself is
Yeah,
what makes the color.
it's
like,
So that was lore. That was Star Wars lore until like 2009, 2010.
oh,
They changed it.
okay.
Yeah, they changed it.
I'm
so in
surprised
all
it's
the-
that far ago.
No, yeah,
long ago.
in all the books from like before 2008, you'd have it was a certain color crystal. Like in the 2003 Clone Wars TV series and on the Ilum episodes, all the crystals are different colors.
You're right.
Whereas if you look at the Clone Wars TV series, the Ilum episodes on that, they're all like this white silver.
Yeah, no, you are right.
And then the lightsabers change
Oh,
to
interesting.
the color of
That's cool.
the personality of the Jedi.
That's fair enough. I actually quite like that. That's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
But
So it's like you don't really have a choice in it.
Yeah.
I know, but that doesn't happen. Like if the lightsaber already has a color, it's not going to change its color unless you
Yeah,
bleed
exactly.
the crystal.
That's
Right.
why Anakin's lightsaber was still blue when it was owned by both Rey and
Okay.
Luke.
It would be funny if the Padawans, they all get their lightsabers, everyone turns their lightsaber on, one goes red, and it's just like
Well, I'm going to explain that in a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain that in a second. So you've touched on a thing there. You've touched on my thing.
Back off, Joe.
do we have a HR?
No, don't back off. Carry on.
Does it start with Star Wars have HR?
Human
Yes,
resources.
Sarah.
This man's being very aggressive. Oh yes, Sarah's human resources.
Oh,
Yeah.
Help me! This man is being so aggressive with me.
No. Okay. So yeah, deeper connection to Force. They tend to have more wisdom. So which is why obviously Yoda's lightsaber is green, Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber is green,
right.
Luke Skywalker's lightsaber is green. So wisdom, harmony, peace, and all that. Purple. They're basically blue lightsabers, blue lightsaber users, but with like some dark side energy feeding into that. So obviously Mace Windu, we talked about his lightsaber form last time. It's like a dark side form for light side users.
Yeah.
And that's why his lightsaber color is purple, because he's a bit of a dick and he uses some dark side energy. Not necessarily his own dark side energy, but he uses like his opponent's dark side energy.
Yeah.
Then we've got my favourite. We've got yellow. Yellow is a kind of more protector or sentinel. You see the temple guards. The temple guard, like the Jedi temple guards, they have yellow lightsabers, and they're like sentinels. They're also their identity is like not known.
Right.
Their identity is not meant to be known, which also I also kind of like, because it's cool. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
secret agent kind of thing. Because there are some that are sent out to protect certain things in the galaxy. Like, I don't know this for sure, but I imagine it would make quite a cool story for, Lothal in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
The Jedi Temple in Lothal.
Yeah.
I would like the idea that there was a Jedi stationed there for like guarding the sacred temple that a lot of Series 1 and Series 2 is based around.
Fun.
During the Clone Wars, and then when Order 66 happened, his identity was found out, and then he was killed by stormtroopers or hunted down by the Inquisitors.
No, see,
Fun,
No, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying that I quite like that idea.
What I'm saying is, I think there already is that story, and I think that story is the Grand Inquisitor's story. Like, because he, you know, him being the temple guard is a big part of Kanan's journey to becoming a Jedi Knight.
It is, but he was a temple guard. This was confirmed by Dave Filoni that the Grand Inquisitor had been on screen in the Clone Wars.
Right.
So he was one of the temple guards, and his backstory is. Sorry to just completely derail everything you're saying, James, but the thing that made him turn to the dark side, well, start considering the dark side and leaving the Jedi, was he was one of the temple guards, who was basically involved in Ahsoka being framed. So when he was, so he was one of those guys, and that was when his faith in the Jedi started to leave. So that's his backstory. There was no one at that temple in the Clone Wars, as far as we know. But I like the idea that would happen. I'd like the idea that person had a yellow lightsaber.
Fun
Sorry,
fact:
No,
Lothal is where Kanan pulled down all those whales on fire.
It wasn't Kanan, it was Ezra.
Fuck. I was about to be like, I've actually been educated because I've had to edit the video multiple times, make sure it's fine. So I've absorbed all the information and I fucked up. God damn it.
I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person. I'm just derailing everything that you're saying.
Hey Nick, that's a sick whale burn.
I think I actually heard crickets during that.
I was just waiting to see if anyone else would laugh, and then it never happened.
Oh no! Right, okay. So yeah, they're the Jedi Sentinels. They're protectors, and focusing on protection of peoples, of land. It's like sacred land, sacred objects. So yeah, that's. So that's what the yellow is for, and I quite like the yellow one. I like that idea. Just being able to have your Jedi training and then just live your life somewhere as something else.
What you were
that'd be
saying
quite cool
about having masks and stuff like that. That's I'm with you, because whenever I play multiplayer video games, if you're gonna have a mask and just be anonymous background soldier, I'm just yes, that's me. I like being the nobody in the background. I don't like being the main character. So no, it's kind of I don't.
Joe is the main character of his own story.
I don't mean to deep dive into my own psyche, but I'm just I don't like stories where it's the chosen one. You're everything revolves around you. No, it's not that I don't like Star Wars, but I do kind of. Again, don't want to go off topic, but it does kind of annoy me that it does revolve around these set few characters, and so the entire Star Wars universe is wrapped around the Skywalkers and and the Palpatines and whatever. And so I do. That's the one thing I do like about The Last Jedi, is the fact that it tried to introduce new blood. Rey was no one.
Yeah,
and I actually really like that. But yeah, that's enough said on that topic, because otherwise it'll go into a whole nother conversation.
Debate, yeah. No, that's why I like the yellow lightsabers, because it's not really about the main character. It's about someone who's something else.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, orange lightsabers. I don't really know if this one's right or if it's changed since the research that I've read here, because obviously we saw orange lightsabers in Ahsoka.
And they're dark
they're
Jedi.
not. Yeah, they're kind of more dark Jedi than this. This. I've done a little bit of research. I've found various sources when getting all this stuff together, but apparently, what it's meant to be is just more scholar and discovery based stuff. So it's like green lightsabers, deep connection to the Force, but they tend to be more creative than green lightsaber wielders. So when green focuses more on teaching and raising the next generation of Jedi, the orange lightsaber people will kind of be more the creative side of it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So they'll be more on the discovery side of thing, inventions and all of that.
Interesting. Okay.
So I guess that's where I guess that could be where a lot of the temples and the sacred Force buildings and stuff comes from. I guess that was done by orange lightsaber Jedi. I don't know, but that might have changed, because I maybe some of the research that I read was pretty outdated, but that's kind of what I gathered from what the orange lightsabers mean. But again, Ahsoka came out less than a year ago, and maybe it's just, the canons has changed again. Like the
Yeah,
lightsaber
yeah.
crystal was just changed again. But I like that idea. That's quite cool. Red lightsabers. Now you mentioned if someone's lightsaber has turned red.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen because kyber crystals are living creatures in the Star Wars universe,
Right.
and
Was it always
if a
been like that, or is
lightsaber-
that another?
if your blood's red,
Yeah.
So a dark side user will make the kyber crystal bleed, and that's what makes the lightsaber red. And the symbolization of the red lightsaber is that this person is forcing using bending the force to its will,
Right.
bending the force to his or her will, or their will.
Yeah. Alien will.
So that's what the red lightsaber is, and it signifies strength, power, emotion, determination.
But I'd like to add something to that. It's also, putting all of your hate, all of your negative emotions into the crystal. Basically, you're making the crystal itself feel so unhappy, so, hurt, that it has no choice but to, bleed in response.
What if the lightsaber user is depressed? Has depression.
Well, I don't think.
I don't think that's the same thing as
No.
like intending to force something to hate itself.
Like you're literally murdering the crystal. Essentially, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like Nick says, the crystals themselves are living beings. You're literally stabbing the crystal with everything possible. You know, the only thing you're not doing is actually taking a physical weapon to it and sticking into it.
Right. So you can't just throw on some like Linkin Park or someone and everyone in the room's lightsaber goes red.
I'd like to see that happen, but no, that's not how the Force works. Moving swiftly on. No, red lightsaber does not signal depression.
Okay, that's good to know.
So white lightsabers. So when a lightsaber has been red, a kyber crystal has been red, and then it is found or taken back by someone who is a light side user, that light side user can pour all the light into it and heal it.
Right.
So that's why Ahsoka's lightsabers are white in Rebels and in her TV series. It's because she's healed the lightsaber crystals of the Inquisitor that tried to hunt her down.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And she basically healed the kyber crystals, and now they're hers and they're white, and it's yay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to make cricket sounds.
Yeah.
How many white lightsaber users are there? Because
the ones we know about is just Ahsoka at the moment.
No,
Oh, is
not
it
true. Because
yes,
in
there
the
was-
animated show, about the Sith
Yes.
that turned to the light side, she has a white lightsaber too. Do you remember that? It was
Sith
it was in the you remember in the Star Wars anime that is
Yeah.
available on Disney Plus.
I don't remember.
No, she has
white
she has a
lightsaber.
white lightsaber.
Who?
Because she's
Who?
remember her whole room is all
Who?
white. Who?
Who?
The painter ex Sith. Have you not seen that one?
was this on Clone Wars?
No, this isn't Clone Wars. This is the Star Wars
2003 animated series.
No. It's the
said
new
anime.
the new Star Wars anime.
Oh, so you mean Star Wars Visions?
Star Wars Visions.
I
yeah.
got so confused then because I thought when you said the anime, I thought you meant the 2003 animated.
No, because
series.
I'd class that's a cartoon, not an anime.
It's all the
Okay.
same to me. I've definitely triggered a whole bunch of people out there. It's not the same.
It's not the same thing.
But
no one cares.
But no, the ex Sith in that has a white lightsaber, and she has this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's more there. That's more like Visions and Legends. That's not in canon, is it?
No, it's canon. It's all part of the canon. It's just it's a different perspective on the Star Wars universe. So, like what Joe was saying about how he hates it being part. Everything has to focus on the Skywalker. Visions doesn't. Visions focuses on completely different elements of the Star Wars universe. Individual stories within, and it's
Is it canon? I thought it was like classed as Legends.
no,
Don't look at me, I
because
had no idea.
anything past Disney taken over, anything made by Disney is classed as canon because it is owned by them.
Oh dear.
I think I've only ever watched one episode of Visions, and it was garbage.
Well, no, it's because
It
Visions is.
Was it the Umbrella lightsaber one?
No, it was the one where
'Cause that was actually pretty
some
cool.
guy or some kid is just like, I'm going to be a pop star.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
some
no.
shit.
I watched that one and I was like, "This is awful." Every other episode I enjoyed, but okay, if you enjoyed that, I am so happy for you. But for me, it was just like, this is possibly one of the cringiest things I've ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah, it is. It is very anime. It is.
Yeah. But I actually enjoyed Star Wars Visions. But yes, back onto White Lightsabers. There was also someone in the Clone Wars, the really old guy who was part of Ahsoka's character building arc when she was chasing someone down through the streets of Coruscant. What's his name?
Oh, the old.
I want to say Master Oogway, but that's Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
that's
it's Kung Fu Panda.
My phone's on the floor.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's the white lightsaber character in Clone Wars. He's really old.
Oh, he had a green lightsaber.
No, it's white.
He is white. Okay. So all I
Don't
can
test me, James.
All I can
You've
tell
tested
you
me
is-
on this. I know this shit.
says the person that couldn't remember there was a white lightsaber
Yes,
in
of
Vision.
course. Yeah, no, I knew there was one in Visions, but I thought you were talking about the animated TV series.
But no, he's dead. He's very dead though. He's fossilized.
Oh yeah, he's fossilized in Kenobi, isn't he? We saw him in Kenobi, just like frozen in gel or
What
something.
the fuck happened to him?
It was amber, like literally
Yeah,
put
it
them
was-
in amber.
yeah.
Maybe it's supposed to be No, it's not carbonite.
It's not carbonite. It's definitely. It
How do you
looks
know
It's
like
like
that?
amber.
it looks like some Doctor Who shit. It's on the Inquisitor planet in Darth Vader's temple.
Oh, okay.
Not in Darth Vader's temple, in the Inquisitor's temple,
Right.
which is like a little bit further away.
So he's kind of like their version of Han Solo in Jabba's palace. He's just a Jedi in the corner of the room, like,
Well, no, because there's like several of them. There's like younglings. There's this.
Oh,
old
God.
guy. Yeah. Oh, it's Kenobi is dark, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is pretty. And
Yeah.
there's youngling like
Yeah. Master Sanube.
Yeah,
it's like
Sanube.
it looks like you, Gray.
Yeah, very close actually.
Yeah, Master Sanube. He's got a white lightsaber.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
One white lightsaber. Oh no, in this version it's blue.
Yeah, but he's got it. That's what I don't understand. In Tales of a Jedi, it's blue, but in the Clone Wars, it's white.
I think there's just so much media that
Yeah,
they can barely keep track of it.
probably. Yeah, so that's white lightsabers. They're just healed kyber crystals. God, that took a long time, didn't it? And then the dark saber. This is, I mean, I don't know if the actual dark saber signifies anything, but it was built by a Mandalorian. There's only one in existence. It's
Yeah.
the lightsaber, and by what's his face, Vizsla? What was his name?
I just said
Count.
Tar Vizsla.
Yeah, but I was
Oh,
talking
Tar
and I
Vizsla.
couldn't remember. I couldn't hear what you were saying. I'm
I
sorry.
I don't know why I thought
Tar
Count.
Vizsla.
Tar
There
Vizsla,
we
yeah.
go.
Count Vizsla. I don't
Count
know.
Vizsla.
For some reason, I was thinking Count, even though I know it's not Count. Count Vizsla. I like it though.
Yeah. So, Tar Vizsla is Mandalorian, and he basically made the dark saber to fit the Mandalorian kind of architecture, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And he wanted to make something that was one-off, and because of how rare it is, and because it's such a one-off weapon, it's got a big tie to the planet and the religion.
Right.
And basically, if you wield the
Oh,
dark
yeah, then you're the
saber,
leader
you are
of-
the leader
yeah.
and the ruler of Mandalore.
Only if you win it in combat.
Only
though.
if you win it in combat. But the thing is, it also doesn't respond to you if you don't win it in combat. So
Yeah. Well, do you have to? Does the person that you're fighting have to die, or can you just like best them?
no, best them, because that's what the Mandalorian did with what's his face. I want to say Gus, but
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Well, is it that series 3 Mandalorian?
That's season 2.
season 2. I'm trying to think if I'm pretty sure I saw it, but isn't that the way around it they go?
Good one.
Is the Mandalorian's just like, oh, this person beat me, but Casey Sackhoff beat that person, and so I'm going to give the Darksaber to.
Yeah, that was a little bit silly.
Yeah.
But it was no. It was. You know what? I enjoyed it. I unpopular opinion. I enjoyed the Mandalorian season 3.
I also enjoyed it. I'm not going.
I definitely haven't seen series 3. I'm pretty sure I've seen series 2 though.
Series 2 is the one that ends with Plo Koon.
Maybe I haven't.
No, it's Luke Skywalker.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah, that ends. Yeah,
ends with
okay.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just said
I have seen
Plo
that.
Koon because I don't want to like
It's
it's
fine.
been out for
Yeah,
years. It's fine.
Wait, Jesus, how long has it been out? It's like
So season 1 came out in
21?
2019, and then season 2 came out like a year and a half later.
right. Yeah, so it would have been like
Then Book of Boba Fett came out a
2021.
year later, and then season 3 came out last year.
yeah. I haven't seen series 3.
Series 3. Series 3. People don't like it, but it's good.
Really? Okay. Yeah,
I
that's a
liked
shame
it.
because Mandalorian probably the best live action Star Wars. Sorry, series.
Series.
Yeah,
Because obviously Revenge of the Sith is.
yeah, it is
Peak
number
Star
1 of all
Wars.
time. Yeah. Yeah, I just love the way they film that. Again, don't want to go too far off topic, but
Yeah.
God,
It
it
is
looks so
brilliant,
good.
yeah. It looks so, so good.
It is good.
Right, James. With your lightsaber style, what lightsaber are you having? What take into account the meaning more than how it looks.
Well, I'd love to be ruler of Mandalore, so I'm going to still keep the Darksaber. But if I'm not allowed to be ruler of Mandalore, then I'll go for white.
I feel like you're too nice to be a ruler.
I
You're
could
just-
rule
you're-
with peace.
You could, you're right, but you'd have to win it in combat. I don't think that's your
Yeah,
style.
well, I'd win it in combat, and then I'd be the Mandalorian, like the lady, like Obi-Wan's girlfriend, and
Satine.
Duchess Satine,
Yeah.
and I would rule Mandalore with peace and harmony.
Okay, I'll
James-
take it.
James would be like, "Would you please go and assassinate this person for me?" he would say his please and thank yous. Like,
Look,
be very nice about
my-
it.
Go and assassinate this person.
My father once
Please.
said I'd be the only person that would survive an AI apocalypse because
Yeah,
the
you say please and thank you to
once the Alexa,
Siri.
Siri and Alexa, I actually say thank you. It's like, yeah, stop that. He said thank you to me. We will leave him be.
It's all gonna come in your favor when Skynet,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So you'd go with the dark. You want to be tied to Mandalore. I thought, but you really like blue though.
I love the color blue, but it's blue's all about being a warrior. And you said, personally, how would we feel? So it's not based on the color.
Yeah.
Based on that, like I said, white because it's about purification and making, healing, which I like, or the idea of helping a people with the Darksaber. Those are my two reasons.
Okay.
I would probably also say the Darksaber, even though I do, like the yellow lightsabers. That is my favorite color. The Darksaber's badass. The Darksaber's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But the way to get it, I'd probably challenge whoever holds it and then just get my shit rocked. Like I'd get fucked up.
Because you got to bear in mind there is one of these sabers in existence.
Yeah, and
you
whoever's
have to be
holding-
insanely strong.
Yeah,
To be able to best this person in combat to who has best this other person in combat.
before.
Who has best this, these guys are going to be fucking strong.
Yeah. So
really good fighters.
Well, would I try and get the Darksaber? Probably not, because that is certain death. But if I could just pick it up, yes.
Mate, just 6'2" Ataru.
But Nick, here's the interesting thing. Technically, winning in combat doesn't necessarily mean beating physically, with,
I'm not winning
guns.
intellectually either. There's no winning.
No, because the way that the way that gosh, what's her name? Oh god, the way Satine's sister gets it, loses it is is like surrender or you will die and you will give me the Darksaber. And technically she could have kept fighting, but she wanted to spare the civilians, so she gave it. I wouldn't count that as yielding in battle. So and he had the Darksaber. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Maybe, but I don't know.
And Sabine literally gave it to her to start with. Like, I know technically, that then brought bad luck to the Mandalorian people, but technically that Sabine was just like, oh, hey, take this. And did Sabine just find it in Maul's?
Yes, because it did belong to Darth Maul, didn't it?
And then she got turned into a ghost, and then she picked it up.
She got turned into a ghost? Someone killed her? Or
No. it
She
was
got
Night
possessed by
Sisters-
Night Sister magic.
magic.
Oh, okay.
Watch Rebels. Yeah. I've got nothing to say to that. I don't I need to actually rewatch Rebels because I haven't watched that since lockdown, so it's been a while.
Should have my marathon.
There's a lot of series of Rebels, isn't there?
4 series is Rebels.
Okay, it's not as long as I thought.
5 including Ahsoka, because that is basically what Ahsoka is.
Yeah.
And then if you want to add the Clone Wars into that and
Oh god, that's a lot. That's a lot of things to watch.
What was Clone Wars up to? 7?
Clone Wars is season 7, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
and then you got to add the Bad Batch in because you've got to have the middle part between the two.
Okay, so what you've got 10, you've got 14 series,
and then also the Clone
seasons.
Wars original, even though it's got nothing to do.
15.
It does introduce Ventress, so yeah.
That is true. Yeah,
and
it does.
Grievous.
And
Yeah.
Grievous,
can
yeah.
can we just have a moment for our boy General Grievous in the Clone Wars animated series?
Oh yeah.
He was scary.
Yeah.
He was that was like, I remember seeing that before Revenge of the Sith came out and just being like, this character is going to be amazing.
Yeah. But actually, am I remembering correctly? Yeah, doesn't in the 2003 animated series, doesn't he get like exploded?
No,
No, that's the weird muscle guy.
yeah, I
isn't
was
it? Yeah.
just about to ask about.
That's,
Do you guys
that's
remember
Dirge.
him?
That's
Yeah.
Dirge.
That was.
Yeah.
I'd love to
He
see
didn't
more
actually
about
die.
that guy.
He didn't die in that moment. He
Oh, really?
died a little bit further later in the Clone Wars.
How the fuck did he survive that? He's like literally mush.
I feel like he's like the hunter worms from Halo.
Yeah.
And he deconstructs.
Yeah.
You know, I'd
Okay.
like to see more about that character.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah. He just fell off the face of the
he just
galaxy.
disappeared. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the villains in that animated Clone Wars TV series did, because you had Ventress was like a one-time villain in that
Mm.
until she was brought back. You had Dirge. General Grievous was like, oh my god, this guy's actually like insane.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's again kind of going a bit off topic, but my favorite part in that is Mace Windu when he's in the field where he's like fucking droids up
Oh,
with his
yeah.
fist. Yeah, that's so sick. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
It's badass. I mean, it's better with Doom music.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what I would have lightsaber wise, I like to think that I'd have one blue and one yellow that could connect into a dual staff.
Okay.
That would be my vibe. I like the idea of being a Jedi warrior and focusing on physical stuff, but I also like the idea of being a protector and using those skills that you could enhance as a guardian or a warrior to basically have your have your identity basically wiped off and just living your life as something else, but also being very aware that you are a Jedi and basically like a Jedi 007 without all the getting laid, because no.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would do. I like to have that, and then with like a force. A lightsaber form of like Neiman combined with Makashi and Sarisu. I don't know. That'd be cool. Yeah. That's me. Right, moving on. How much time have we had, by the way?
We're on to about like 50 minutes, I think.
Okay, cool. We're doing good then.
Yeah, 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe, how did people react to the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, which was released today?
Yeah, it didn't release today. It released, I think, yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, no, people are angry. So
The internet is angry about something.
I know.
What?
Who
No
would've guessed?
way.
But
I mean,
To
I've
be
not
fair,
played it
rightly so.
myself. I've not played it myself yet, but
no, they're kind of right to be pissed off because, for one, you know, when did the original Battlefronts come out? Like
2003 and 2005.
Like, you know, these are almost 20 years old now. They are 20 years old now.
And they're
games.
still like some of the most playable games.
Yeah,
in the history
but
of video
they're
games.
charging 30 quid. And all they've done is basically make the game, the textures look nicer. I think they maybe up-resed it. But they use AI, so they didn't really even do much work for that. And also the game
doesn't work.
it doesn't work. Like the servers are broken. Like stuff is just fucked. It's so fucked. I think it's Aspire is the developer. I don't think they're particularly known for doing anything good, but like, they've done fucked because everyone was so hyped for this.
Yeah. I was kind of hyped for this.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was you guys or.
I mean, I was hyped, but I knew they were gonna do. I knew there was gonna be a backlash because there was gonna be something. There's always something.
I don't know. Like
with recent Star Wars games, apart from Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, there's always been something.
I think if you were to look at what the developer had done beforehand, maybe the people would have seen their previous history, and maybe they should be skeptical. So I don't know if anything's had as much backlash as this, but you know, they're not, like I said, they're not known for making insane games. They're like known for doing very little effort. But as far as I'm aware, the games that they have made haven't been like broken. But no, this is like fucked, and especially with a property as hyped, you know, you're building hype for this. You know, and if you can't pull it off, just delay it. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no time limit on this. The game's 20 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you rushing it for?
Yeah. Make it good. Because, like, you know, evidently people, they want to play it. They want to give you money. They want to enjoy it. You've done no work. You've used AI for half the no work that you've done. And then, yeah, they've still just, like, completely fucked it. All they need to do is server stuff. And actually, like, maybe improve the gameplay slightly. Or, like, adapt it for, you know, modern consoles and whatever. No, it's really sad. People are getting ripped off. Obviously, people are refunding, but no, it's
Well, it's kind of sad because actually buying the original Battlefront in CEX it's still about 30 quid. CEX original one.
It's so popular.
Because it's a rare, especially if you want to try and find the Xbox version. The Xbox version is so rare.
Really?
Yeah.
No one wants to sell it, so there's no copies of it anymore.
Damn it! I should have held on to my copies. I had like Battlefront 1 and 2.
Why did you get rid of them?
Because I was probably like, I don't know, 15.
Oh, right.
Like, you know,
I was still full on playing it at that point.
Like, in my mind, I was just like, consume product, move on to next product.
Consume next product, move on to
sell previous product consumed to make money to buy new products. That was.
They can't fault that system, to be honest.
No, at least as a child I couldn't anyway. But like, yeah, now, I mean, again, going off topic, but like, you really can't value physical media enough. I have an Xbox 360 still. I'm gonna increase my collection, just if like things get taken down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they're always reliable. No one can fuck with them.
No.
Like. They'll always be there for you. The Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 2, original Xbox, GameCube, they will be there for you when no one else is.
Yeah, you know what's ridiculous? So, as you guys know,
rant.
That was a bit long, wasn't it? I haven't done that.
That was
before.
great. I was really enjoying it. Oh my god, Joe, you've got so much passion.
So I'd like to continue on Joe's point there. Like, so I have the limited edition Halo Xbox, is the new one. And one thing that I'm so glad I got it. It was £500, but you know that's just how it works. But it was really great for the first little bit I had it. That is a cool lightsaber, Nick. But I'm trying to make a point,
Keep
man.
going.
You're gonna hit me if I say something wrong.
Keep going.
Okay, I'm just worried. Okay, so I really liked having it. It's really, really cool. I think it was a good investment. Anyway, what really annoys me about it is they've added this new making it good for Nick.
What was it you said last episode, Nate? Stop being cringy.
It wasn't that my note. Dick. Anyway, they've put this thing out that they're making the games better for the Xbox Series S, and they've upped it. But now I have a external storage that I used on this Xbox and the Xbox before it, where I could just store my games 3 terabytes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they've now made a thing that anything that's not the official Xbox One S internal storage, it won't run off it.
Really?
Games won't run off anything except the official Xbox thing, and they've added they've added it in an update so people didn't know.
That's really scummy. That's fucked up.
And just suddenly my games weren't running, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on? They're on the Halo drive. What's going on? Oh, yeah, we can't run this game. You can keep it on there and then move it over.
Yeah,
but you can't have it on your main disk drive, and my drive I've got 5 games on there, and my drive is filled up.
Yeah, games are so massive these days that you can only have maximum 5 games installed at any one time.
And this is what's ridiculous is the fact that 5 games is the max, yet they're all online games. So I can't play them offline. So what is it? So I do agree with you. Like, an old Xbox 360, I can play games offline. So I do agree with that.
And this is the reason why after 2015, 16, I just stopped video gaming.
You got off at the right time.
It's when it was when the first Battlefront came out and they released the first new
remake.
Battlefield,
I
remember.
2015, and it was just there was 4 maps that came with the game, and then you had to buy each other map. And it was like £50 per map.
50 quid
or something
per map,
like that.
I'm
not entirely sure. I might be completely wrong there. Sorry if I'm wrong.
It was ridiculous.
I do remember there being a lot of DLC you had to buy.
What that's see, why can't I remember the time when you could just buy a game and then you had the game and all you had to do to complete it was to get good at the game.
Yeah.
I got out at the right time.
yeah, you did get out at the right time. It's true. Because now it is all always online or
pay to get good at the game.
Basically, yeah. I remember what I was going to say. What does make me kind of hopeful though is all the big games recently have been made by small developers, not trying to rinse you for every single penny you've got.
Such as
what was there? There's as far as I'm aware, Helldivers. It might have a battle pass, but I don't think it's as scummy as most other things. But that is a bad example. Palworld's a good example.
That was great.
That had an insane amount of players, and there was no battle passes, nothing. You buy the game, and they just update it for as long as they will feel free want to. What else was there? What else has been really big? Lethal Company, made by I'm pretty sure either one guy or a very small team. They charged, I think it was £8.50 for the game. Again, no battle pass, just lifetime free updates. They'll keep adding stuff. And
that's cool.
These are all the games that have blown up recently that have been huge successes. I'm really hoping big companies take note of that, being that's the way to make money. No, they won't. Yeah, of course not.
Just make it the old-fashioned way.
It's not necessarily to be old-fashioned. It's just it's like with FIFA. It's basically gambling for kids because you're
packs.
Paying for packs that you don't know what you're getting. Yeah, not
Fortnite is a good example of that. Though you can, I have actually been enjoying Fortnite free to play. Actually, that is quite. You can actually play it free to play.
But when you're Lego Ahsoka.
Yes, that's a free game. The Lego mode in Fortnite actually. Tell you what, give them credit, is actually pretty fun.
That's wicked.
I'm kind of hypocritical because I play a lot of Overwatch. I do love Overwatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love Overwatch, but that's it's only really skins and stuff like that. I bought Overwatch 1 when it came out, 60 quid. I don't know if I've ever spent any more money than that, and I've racked up probably about 400 hours on Overwatch on just the Xbox alone.
Since
it came out, since Overwatch 1 came out, but Overwatch 2's out.
When was that?
Oh, geez, 2016, I think.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
I thought you were going to say the last year.
Last year, yeah, just a few weeks ago. I've been playing a long time, but yeah, because I've got all the updates. They have started charging for characters though. That is scummy, and I don't like that, and that is making the game worse. Yeah.
Unless you have money.
One thing that has made me laugh is the fact I've been playing Star Trek Online since it went free to play. And before it went free to play, it was done the same way that SWTOR is done, which is Star Wars: The Old Republic, where you have a pass to be able to play the game. You have to have a pass, and you have to pay monthly for it. But then they put it free to play, and since then I have been playing it for basically 10 years, and I was really good, until I got to uni, and then I met Nick. And then I decided, oh, you know what? I've been playing free to play for so long. I think I'll spend some money on the game. Anyway, long story short, I probably spent like £1,000 on the game since then. So let's not go into it. But but to be fair, if you put that into perspective, I have been playing the game for 10 years. And actually, no, it's just had its 14th anniversary, and it went free to play 12 years ago. So actually, 12 years I've been playing the game. So if you put that in perspective, if you think the big games are like 60, 80 quid,
yeah,
and Star Trek Online's updates are all completely free, I don't have to spend money if I don't want to.
Yeah.
The only reason I spend money is because, the shiny new ship looks pretty and I want it. But that I can buy that ship. There is a gambling system that does have loot boxes, but at the end of the day, it does have, like, the amount of free shit you get in the game is amazing, as opposed to other free-to-play games where you get nothing unless you pay.
Or you could just play the original Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Or you can just play the original Star Wars Battlefront.
And just have the entire game.
Yeah. And then no one's going to take it away. Eventually, like, if no one plays Overwatch, I'm shit out of luck. What am I going to do? It doesn't matter if people don't play Battlefront 2. You just play it with
by yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
No, you're right.
Great. Right, moving on.
I don't know if
God, that was a long time talking about the classic.
That was yeah, but that was good. That was a good chat.
Yeah.
I don't know who plays Fallout, but a new Fallout trailer for the TV show has come out in the last week. And I'll tell you what, it looks pretty fucking good.
Shall we have a look at it?
Yeah. Nick, I don't know if you've seen this at all.
I haven't seen it. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Hello there. I'm here to show you
It's got Walton Goggins. I love Walton Goggins.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he?
a veritable Camelot of the nuclear age. Not made by God Almighty, but the working man.
Yeah, Nick, do you know anything about Fallout?
You could be a hero.
I know Fallout 4 was very big in 2015.
Oh, was it 2015? That's fucked up.
The world is going to need you to build a better day after.
But this does look like something you could possibly be quite into. I mean, it looks as good as the Lord of the Rings show that they did. But potentially, maybe story-wise, it looks like it could be like on point.
The vaults should be important to everyone.
It's about like apocalypse.
Yeah, post-apocalypse.
Come up to the surface one day and restart civilization. Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years?
Holy shit. You're an actual vault dweller.
I am.
I thought all you dipshits were dead.
What you're doing is insane.
I don't set the world.
It isn't like the vault out there. It's big.
Like, oh yeah, because it's all just like old music.
Yeah,
it's meant
yeah,
to be,
50s.
like, set now, isn't it?
Not now, but like 50s. Well, sorry.
The apocalypse
Yeah,
happened
sorry.
in the 50s, but it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
set now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, also Matt Berry. That's iconic, that voice line. I love that.
You come from a world of rules, of laws.
You should not be alone.
Why did you join the Brotherhood?
To hurt the people who hurt me?
People are going to come after you.
Dramatic
Ain't
as
much
fuck.
face clean up here, Volty. Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
Is that Red Skull?
You look out at this wasteland, looks like chaos, but there's always somebody behind the wheel.
What is happening here?
Everyone wants to save the world. They disagree on how.
There you are, you little killer.
I'm sure it'll be good.
It looks like, yeah, again, visually, it looks fucking great.
We say that, but then the Halo one looked
Yeah.
good, and apparently that was awful.
I mean, the Halo TV series trailer, if I recall, it looked kind of meh. But yeah, obviously the actual show itself was shit. Allegedly, I haven't seen it. I mean, I definitely know it's shit, but yeah. But the story, at least the general gist of the story in that looks.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no like concrete Fallout story because it takes place all over.
Yeah.
So it looks true to the game, and I really like that.
So this is something I've come to realize in my old age.
You're 27.
Shh, I'm old. But this is something that I've really come to recently, which is if I have invested loads of my years, my time, I've read all the books, I've engaged with the thing, nothing that they ever produce will ever impress me because I have my vision of how it's supposed to be.
That's true.
For example, I have played a couple of bits of Fallout, but I've not played it all the way through. I reckon I'll probably like the TV show. But say someone who has played every single Fallout game all the way through, has completed all the missions, has digested all the lore and the background, they're not going to be impressed.
I don't know because I mean, granted, I haven't played all the games. I haven't played Fallout 1 or 2. I've played Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4. I think that's it. But so the new Fallouts, I've played all of them. I have completed all of them, and I wouldn't call myself like a Fallout zealot who like
Zealot, yeah.
who just knows lore back to back. But I know the general vibe, the things that should be in the series. And again, judging at least from that trailer, anyone who at least has the knowledge that I do, I feel like should be very optimistic. Like, you don't know. It could just be
Cautiously optimistic.
You're right. Cautiously optimistic. It looks good. I know Lord of the Rings, a lot of people were kind of aired, but they also, you were saying there was like a rights thing of they only had a certain part of the Silmarillion.
They had access, they had the rights to Lord of the Rings, and they also had the footnotes to Lord of the Rings. So what they wanted to do was make the Silmarillion, which is the prequel to The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but they couldn't because they had bought the rights to that, bought the rights to Lord of the Rings. So essentially what we got was a weird fan fiction. And now, I know Nick likes it, but Sarah will go into... as she has...
Oh no, I understand why it sucks, but I enjoy what we got, even though it wasn't. It was like an interpretation of Lord of the Rings, if that makes sense, rather than actual Lord of the Rings.
But this is why I'm coming up with my point is that I was talking to my friend Winters in Priority One, and he's obsessed with the new Halo series and loves it.
Really?
Yeah, he absolutely loves it, and he's played Halo, but unlike me, he's not read all the books. He's played quite a few of the games, but he's not read the books and he's not seen a lot of the external lore. So I think in some ways, it's the creating a canon around something, filling in the gaps as fans, or and then officially licensing those things. Like Star Wars, for example. If you're a casual Star Wars fan, you've not seen any of the comics, and you've only watched the films, you're probably not going to have too much of a go at some of the, the more recent Star Wars things coming out. Because as far as you know, you're like, oh, like my dad trying to watch Ahsoka and was like, I hate this is terrible. I'm like, but Dad, you've not seen Clone Wars, you've not seen Bad Batch, you've not seen Rebels. And his point to me was, oh, well, it's not my fault. I shouldn't have to go see those things. I just want to watch something, stick it on. So and he's obsessed with the new Halo show too. And apparently he's binge watched season 1 and 2, and he's like, it's cool. I didn't think I'd like it because you like things. I don't like things you like. And I was like, actually, Dad, I hate it. And he was like, oh, good. Probably why I like it then.
Yeah.
And it's just really interesting because from my perspective in Halo, I know exactly. I know Jen Taylor should be playing, she's playing Cortana, but she should be Halsey as well. I have this, I've read the books, I know what's going on, and I can see the elements they've taken from the books in the show, and I'm just like, why have you copied someone's homework and then changed it slightly?
Yeah.
But done it in a way that just made it stupid, like the whole, they've forgotten their memories kind of thing. But then again, my dad liked that plot point, so I think I've just come to a point now, you know what, I'm just going to watch things for what they are.
Yeah, that's fair.
Disassociate
from what your
the original.
expectations were.
from my
Yeah.
expectations, because nothing's ever going to please me.
Yeah, and if you go in with no expectation, then
I'm probably
you're only
going to.
gonna.
I loved the Witcher Netflix show. A lot of people had problems with
amazing.
it.
Which I mean, I've only seen the first series, but
The first series was pretty accurate to
Yeah.
the video games, and then it started to veer off in season 2, and season 3 was fairly. For season 3 was fairly different, and like that's why Henry Cavill left, because he's literally that guy on set. He actually quoted this. This is a quote from him. He said, "Henry, we want you to do this thing," and then he's like, "No, I don't want to do this thing."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well, no, your director's telling you, no, I don't want to do this because this wouldn't happen here, and this is not right here, and that's not what happened there, and that's what happened there." And so he's apparently quote, he's the most annoying person on set. A quote from him.
Good. I mean, well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm being biased because I want shows to be true to the original properties. But
also, I adore Henry Cavill. What a man.
I'm pretty sure we all
What
love.
a man.
I mean, I've been on the other side of it as well, where, like, for instance, I don't know if any of you guys play World of Warcraft. I don't.
Henry Cavill does.
Yeah.
So that was Warhammer 40,000 he played.
He plays both of them. Yeah, I enjoyed the Warcraft film. I don't know shit about Warcraft, but the film on its own, I actually really liked it. I thought it got like slammed way too hard.
They always do by fan bases now, though.
Yeah, but also I can also see it from the other side of, like, you know, as a Halo fan, they're shitting on a story that I feel like I've got personal weight in.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, just to add to this point. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's right.
I'm currently reading Lord of the Rings books for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were fairly accurate to the books. The film and the books are so wildly different.
Yeah.
Right.
They are wildly different.
My mum hates the movies. My mum hates.
I'm surprised not more people hate the film. I love the films.
Yeah.
I will always love the films. They are amazing. They're what turned me on to the books. But like, I am so surprised that they are considered as godly as they are, just because of how much they changed in the books after reading them now.
My mum is probably was the biggest nerd. For example, she was the head of the Starsky and Hutch fan club in the UK, so she got to know the cast of Starsky and Hutch pretty well, and she'd write fan fictions and stuff like
Nice.
that. That was a weird thing going to
That's
Comic-Con.
really cool.
Going to Comic-Con to meet the cast of Starsky and Hutch, and then me and Sarah go off, and my mum is surrounded by a crowd of people, and the cast are giving her a hug, and I'm like, "What's going on? Why is this going on?" And my mum, people are like, "Oh, that's Viv Gibbons. I recognise her from the TV." I'm like, "What? Excuse me, mum? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm pretty big in this." I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's
All right.
wow. Why didn't you tell me that, man?" And
That's
like,
insane.
That was pretty sick. But she's also she was obsessed with Lord of the Rings, and her and my next door neighbour Yvonne, who sadly is no longer with us, but they would go on and on about how they got it so wrong. This they cut this and this and this and this and this and this, and my entire childhood was just, "Mum, can I just enjoy this film, please? Can I just enjoy this film?" So it wasn't until
now you've grown up to be her.
Yeah, I've turned into my mother.
To
destroy.
And on that note, it's a good time to end.
I think so.
Fair enough.
Sorry, that was very eager. Guys,
there are two more things on there, but are we going to end there now?
I think we should end there now if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
And then we'll bring those up next time.
Sick.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Subscribe, follow,
like.
Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks for watching.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. May the peace. Joe is bald.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
and
the trouble's going. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Charles said a tribble. Bye, everyone.